What's going on, team? Welcome back to another weekly watch list. It's been a while, man. Um, yeah, for the past few weeks, I decided to just update you guys with just my writings and all that. I wasn't really you know find any interesting topic to talk about and post it out there. And believe it or not, I'm just doing this weekly watch list for my members only. I don't really care about public people to just come see this. I don't mind. I mean, it's good for them as well if they find it, because I don't really do much of a work on this. But consistency is the key. If I feel it, I'll do it. If I don't feel it, I just talk to my members, in the group chat and update them through there. I don't have to do this, or they would get a email. And if you can get a free email as well if you subscribe to the email list. So yeah, but now I feel like this is the time to talk about something interesting because I am focusing on this week. We're going to have a swing ideas as well, but obviously our watch list is going to be very small, like only two back pocket I have. And I don't have any main watch at the moment. I'm just focusing on this, back pocket kind of watch list because they're worth watching. And yeah, and personally, I have not been trading that much for myself, and it's just like I needed to wait for the right setup that works for me. But yeah, obviously, I did traded our swing this week, and they traded our back pocket in this week. That's why I put it out there because I think, in my opinion, those are the more important stock to watch in an upcoming week. So yeah, we're back, and hopefully, this time we're going to, talk a little bit about what happened with the CPI data when it came out, economic data, which basically lift the hopes for soft landing after the energy prices were prompt to higher. So that's kind of like changed the course of focus of the Federal Reserve to do farther tightening on monetary policy, which we would expect that. So that was kind of like a news, a little bit of a bigger pullback on overall market. And we also had some other interesting news about Safe Banking Act, which is part of the it's kind of like focus on the weed companies, basically would allow banks to provide financial services to state sanctioned marijuana businesses, and this is kind of like this bill. It's prohibited from federal regulators from basically penalizing banks and stuff like that for these kind of services. So this is kind of like a bigger moment for cannabis company. I mean, we know that in the past we had this trend going on of the weed stocks, and lots of people lost a lot of money. I personally never invested in any cannabis company, but it was a good trend. I mean, you could trade it. I think it was back in 2020 and all that. We were trading everything, and the weed was pumping, and it was a hype. It was a good hype, and lots of Canadian companies, public weed companies, and they just had this momentum going on for a few, I would say, a few months. I think we had this, and lots of good swing trade happened and all that. So and then it's just die down as always. Any trend will die down. They reach to a point, they're not gonna last forever, and then you can see that most of them are crushed actually, I would say, down 90%, 80% from their initial IPO. If you look about the REIT companies, basically. But still, some momentum happening right now. That's what I kind of seeing a little bit of opportunity for a small swing, a gap. That's what I'm looking for, and I think it's worth a shot because when you look at these headlines, when you look at the company in general, what they trying to do is some. I mean, I wouldn't say all of them are doing anything. I'm always against them because their goal is to just raise capital and then eventually go bankrupt. Most of these small caps, uh, they don't have any vision, I would say. They all end up in the same basket over and over. I mean, this is the classic. It's a classical history thing that happens every single time. So, but sometimes you see that some of the small caps have potentials for longer kind of term. But personally, I do not care about that. I like their momentum. I like to day trade them. It's more profitable. It's more ideal to do that rather than just holding, hoping, because most of them are not going to make it. I mean, when you look at a history, it's very rare. Few of them, maybe out of few of them, they're going through becoming a kind of like a higher cap, raise more money, be successful. But yeah, most of them are not. Most of the stuff that we trading it's basically just momentum. You gotta follow the trend and then take your profit and say goodbye to them. That's the whole trading plan for all of them. So, but we're in that time frame. You got to look at the time frame, right? I talk about time frame in my course as well, and over to you guys. Looking at the time frame is very important, and how much and how long is this gonna last? That's very important as well. And so for those reasons, it's worth the shot to have a different plan, have a different trading plan if you want to anticipate for a bigger move. But obviously, every plan comes with an exit plan. Every entry plan comes with an exit plan. If you don't have a exit plan, you are definitely doing something wrong. You should reassess. You should think about what you're going to do and try it again and get better at it. So yeah, let's without further ado, let's get into our watch list. I'm not gonna really talk much as I'm kind of under weather, but I keep it simple and easy for you guys. But before I start, as always, this is only for educational purposes, and it's not an investment advice. No recommendation to buy or sell any securities. If you like it, sit down and learn. If you don't like it, move on and watch something else. So this week I decided to put a swing trade on our watch list, which is ACB. Stock called ACB. We had this ACB before on September 12th. Stock had this initial move, but ACB is a very long. It's an oldie. It's an old stock that I remember from a long time ago. In the past, we were trading this in 2020. Like you see that at the time frame here. I already have some previous lines up here. I haven't even removed them, but you can kind of see that where this stock was before and where is it now. So far they they have some kind of they try to pump back up, raise capital. That's their goal. And like I said, there's a momentum swing for a few days of a pump action basically. uh, and everything is based on the Safe Banking Act news, in my opinion, because this, as long as this thing's going on and you can see it in the press, we should expect some movements, volume surge on these stocks, and those stocks that has more reputation in the market has higher chance of moving and possibility of moving to the upside potentially. So yeah, that's one thing, and then let's get into the stock. Most of the activity was volume surge and insider activities and all that, and they recently announced a 9 million principal amount of convertible notes and continue progress towards positive free cash flow with less than 39 million of notes outstanding. So that's their recent PR. Stock has 366 million float on a 362 million market cap. And their goal is just focusing on making cash flow positive. I mean, when I look at their financial, it's horrible, obviously, on the fundamental side. And they still have a shelf offering as well. And their current cash is 286 million at the moment. So recently ACB announced this news, and then stock just pumped back up based on that news, and then also came out with this thing that it probably going to be a bigger news in this coming days if this Safe Banking Act help banks to fund these companies. But obviously that would be massive news if that would happen. So that's why I wanna be early than late. If anything comes up, it's worth a shot. Obviously, we don't know. It's a possibility. Stock can really tank down. But I mean, it's a good range. Stock is still in a good range. Although it's not my favorite. I don't like micro pennies. But I like the volume in this. I like how the volume is actually perking back up. And on the technical side, the stock already reached to that 115 level, as you can see here. And bigger pullback, massive resistance at $1 again, flush back down, diluted, making lower high. And after this third day, stock tried to get back and break out of this lower high and trade above the VWAP, and it's still doing the same thing. So what I'm looking is more consolidation towards this area to find a clear direction, and then initial entry after the clear direction. Obviously, if it's gonna get back down, I will wait for better support level to see if there is going to be any volume. I mean, we're at least looking for let's see. I mean, the stock traded 54 million on the initial day it was 28, and then get above that 54. But this just one candle I'm talking about. If we look back to, let me look it up here. Actually, it's easier. So in total on an initial day, we're talking about 117 million volume traded on ACB, and the average volume is 15 million. So that's above average, and already stock making a massive move. So I'm looking for at least in half of that, at least in half of that initial volume, or somewhere around that same 20 to 30 million, which is going to be above the average volume again, to get some momentum. Otherwise, it would be less than that 20 million, 5 million, 2 million, it doesn't really worth it to really even anticipate or focus on. But it would create an opportunity for a small hold position for lower level. It all depends on what we're gonna see on the Monday. I would like to watch this and see if we're going to see consolidation. Obviously, this is more of a consolidation and then continuation. And on the upside, yeah, we have this 120 on the upside level. I mean, 120. If 120 clears, we're looking at let's see. Yeah, the 1 year chart here and a big chart. 120. Next will be 150. I mean, every 25 cents basically. Natural resistance. So those are the good area to lock in profit and just be prepared. But if this volume continues, we might see continuation. That's kind of the whole idea. As always, they come up with this forward-looking information news basically. You can see that information on dilution tracker as well. It's more of a prediction kind of thing. This is a very new option that dilution tracker actually put it out there. It's very useful. I would highly suggest you guys to go take a look at it, and I'll probably be able to put a link in the email so you can see that as well. So yeah, that's about the ACB. As far as for swing goes, I have it on the swing watch list. And then on the back pocket for day trading, we have LYRA, small biotech. Already had this massive move to 640, but I'm looking for that short kind of trade. I'm not looking for anything, but I'm always a biased trader, unbiased trader. I look for the opportunity. I look for the setup. I don't want to be biased on the setup, so that could lead me to a massive mistake, and I would be wrong if the stock going against me. So I don't want to have that mentality. I do not have that at all, and it's just sometimes you have to develop that kind of mentality. I know some people are massive short sellers. They only look too short. They don't care about the upside. I mean, the opportunities on the both sides is very equal, and you can kind of anticipate on the both sides as well. On this one, stock has 47 million float and 224 million market cap. Came out with the recently news, actually many news, and which was the true phase 2 study in patient with prior ephemeral sinus surgery met its primary endpoint. So that was the recent news, and kind of after that, I look up on their holders, and some bigger hedge funds have small position on it, and it's kind of a pricing. I mean, it's a biotech. You gotta understand, biotechs are super risky, and they do definitely need a massive volume to create momentum. But yeah, in details, I always having details for my members. But for here, LYRA, it's on my back pocket. I look forward to this one on the back pocket to see if we're getting anything again on our scanner, or is this going to be just continuation dead, and we'll just move on and go to a different ticker. Next one I have WeWork. We know this company try to raise as much as they can. With the split news, they came out with the completion of one for 40 reverse split. Traction. They keep trying to raise money, and when I look at their debt, I wasn't really surprised actually, because I know that this company is a bankrupt company. SoftBank owned 67% on this, and that's a lot of money they lost. So, man, institutional ownership is 87% on this, and that's a huge number. 67% SoftBank, and then on their financial, I was looking at them, and this company's all he has is just debt. They have only debt. They have over 21 billion total liabilities they have. So, they try. And one thing to keep that in mind as they had this volume surge after planning to basically change their focus, raise more money, deal with their debts and get over it. And some 50 million shares of the Embattled flexible office space company changed hands so far in this session, representing more than 38 times of the 3 months average on their volume. So that was a big move on their volume surge. And then if they continue like this, if they continue burning cash like this, they will run out again. So that's another thing. And more details, I put it on the writing notes for my members, so you guys can take a look at as well, and where I'm looking at, what levels we should look at, but I have it on the back pocket as well. So it's an interesting one. It just keeps coming out, they keep trying to advertise their stock as much as possible, because they never thought that this will happen to a big company like this. This was a initial successful idea, but end up in a fraudulent, or with what happened with their founder and all that. So yeah, that's the goal here for upcoming week. I have ACB, WE, and LYRA. Those are the three that I'm looking at, and mostly I'm looking for new tickers, new setups. I'm not really gonna spend times on old tickers anymore, but it's worth watching these stocks for the upcoming week. So anyway, team, that's it for this week. Hope you guys enjoy this, benefit from it, and make sure to subscribe, and that would really helps, so I can put more stuff out here for you guys. And then without anything else, just remember, keep your trading plan tight, smart, and have a I guess you have to be prepared every single time. And I'm not gonna guess. I'm gonna say I guess you have to be prepared every single time and have a trading plan, so you do not go and follow other people ideas, and you develop a new strategy for yourself, back test it, and get better at it. That's the goal here. That's my goal for my members, to help them with that. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this session, and feel free to reach out if you have any question, and talk to you guys on Monday.